Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Jerome Strickland channel. Hope all is well with you today. Hope all is good with you today. Today, I want to talk to y'all about a new virus out there. And it's worse than the COVID-19 virus. It's worse than the coronavirus. And about 80% of the population already have this virus. About 80% of the population already have this virus. And before I tell you what this virus is, I'm gonna tell you what the symptoms are. And you can kind of gather from the symptoms whether or not you have this virus. Are you ready? The symptoms are excessive toilet paper purchasing, excessive hand sanitizer use, the unquenchable urge to wear a surgical mask, the unquenchable urge to sit at home and watch CNN, Fox News, and your local news affiliates. Yes, if you have any of these symptoms, it's a good chance that you have this virus. What is this virus? It is called the fear virus. It is called the fear virus. And 80% of the population has it right now. And it's more dangerous and it's more destructive than this quote unquote ghost virus that seems to be out there that nobody has seen personally. They're only hearing about it on the news. I haven't met anyone with a first-hand account of this. Most people are going about their day kind of like, see these cars out here? Most people, for the most part, are going about their day. But a lot of people have this fear on them. This fear of something that they don't have any first-hand accounts. Fear of something that they've only heard. Fear of something that they only they've been talking about, that they've seen on TV. They've seen all these hospital rooms, these people walking around with these blue jumpsuits on. You see, they have to have these entities that feed on fear have to keep a climate of fear around you. They have to keep a climate of fear. And they feed off of fear. Think about over the years, how many times this has happened. Y'all remember a few years back when they had that Ebola scare? And people were saying all these doomsday people was coming out of the woodworks. All these end-day preachers were coming out of the woodworks. All of these. And every so often, they have to create a climate of fear. You want to know what the real fear is? This right here. "5G technology. These 5G towers that are going up. That's actually not a 5G tower. That's really a radio tower. But I wanted to say that just for the visual effect. Anyway, think of this. Think of this movie. Remember about a year and a half ago, a movie came out called The Bird Box. Y'all remember that movie? It was on Netflix. It was very popular on Netflix. And the movie itself, I believe, was very prophetic. Because in the movie, people was going crazy and just doing stuff to themselves, was losing their minds, all in the streets, acting crazy. acting not unlike themselves, even doing bad stuff to themselves. What was causing this? It was their own fear. Their own fear was causing them to hurt themselves. Their own fear was causing them pain. Their own fear was causing them discomfort. Their own fear. And so, it is this climate of fear that creates a climate of control. And if they have a climate, and they have to keep a climate of fear constantly on the face of this earth. They can't wipe everybody off this earth because they feed off of fear. If they wiped everybody out, it'd be wiping away their food source. Look at that. You see that over there? That's a nice restaurant over there. Closed, all the windows closed, all the curtains closed. People usually be sitting out on the balcony over there, chilling. Nobody. Which, when you really think about it, is actually a good thing. Because we need to get back to a place of simplicity. We need to get back to a place of a simpler way of living. Too many people was running around trying to get stuff and get money and be on top and, and all this other stuff. Maybe we need to get back to family. Maybe we need to get back to our core values and our central morals and start thinking about each other as well as ourselves. See, these people are showing their true colors now. These people that are buying stuff up, looking out only for themselves and not anyone else. I saw a homeless man today. He was on the street and he had a sign that said he needed help. So think about this. Think about all those homeless people out there that don't have access to sanitary conditions, living on the streets. They don't have access to toilet paper many times. They don't have access to hand sanitizer. They don't have access to surgical masks. What about them? There's thousands, if not millions, of homeless people in this world who don't have access. Some of them do, some of them have, if they do, they got limited access. Think about all of the other sicknesses and contagious sicknesses out there, contagious viruses out there that are supposedly just as dangerous and just as they're just as dangerous and just as my mind left me a minute, just as contagious as this. But you don't hear nobody talking about them. There's a lot of contagious sicknesses out there. There's a lot of contagious viruses out there that are just as dangerous, or more dangerous than this. How did this one virus just make its way around the world so fast when there's been other viruses just as dangerous as this one? You see, they have to create a climate of fear in order to feed, to create a certain frequency on the earth. And they're doing it. They're succeeding at it. Think about this. Do you believe in time travel? You see, you don't have to have a time machine to go into the future. You remember that movie, Infinity War? How Doctor Strange, some of you ain't in the superhero movie, but remember how Doctor Strange, he went into a meditative state and he was able to see multiple timelines and multiple outcomes. I believe there are people that can really do this. They go into this, they don't need a time machine. They can just go into a meditative state. They can astral project and they can see many different timelines. And see, this thing right here, is it just me, or does this whole thing feel like it's like it's scripted, like it's a nefarious type thing. It feels like it's scripted. And everybody, all the key players, has to stick to the script. And if all the key players stick to the script, they will achieve to go down the timeline that they think that they can go down. But the thing about a timeline is there are multiple outcomes. One timeline leads to one outcome. Another timeline leads to another outcome. What am I saying here today? To all the light beings out there, to all the enlightened ones out there, to all the ones that can see past what's going on, you have the power, the wisdom, and the knowledge, and the help from Source, God, the All, the universe, however you want to perceive it. I'm not coming from a religious point of view, but from a real point of view. You have the power to shift the timeline. Whatever timeline they're trying to go down, we're here to shift that timeline. Whatever frequency, they have to get this thing in a certain frequency to go down that timeline. And whatever frequency they're trying to get this into to go down that timeline, it is up to us to change that frequency. How do we change that frequency? First of all, we must get in a frequency and a vibration of love. I know they're making you feel like you're unwanted. I know they're making you feel like you're invisible. I know they're giving you the weird looks. That's okay. It's all part of their plan. But you got a plan too. Not only do you have a plan, you have a purpose. Whatever script that they're trying to play out to go down their timeline, and they have people that can go into a meditative state and come back and tell them, yes, if we do this, if we do it this way, it will go down this timeline. But you see how the sun just came out then? When I started saying you have the power, look at that, the sun came out right when I said that. Anyway, you have the power. You have the wisdom, the knowledge. You have the help from God, the universe, the source. And you must begin by being in the frequency of love. Loving yourself and just being in that frequency. And not allowing them to get you in a frequency of anger. Not allowing them to get you in a frequency of fear. Not allowing them to get you in a frequency of hate. Not allowing them to get you into any kind of negative frequency. You see, just like the sun peeks through the clouds, we like that sun that peeks through the clouds. See, it's a big cloud over the world right now called fear. You see that? That's fear. See that dark cloud? That's fear. But if I pan the camera, that's us. That's us facing fear. The sun shines light on the darkness. When the light gets shined on darkness, the darkness must run. So whether this is scripted, whether I'm just blowing smoke or not, take this with you. Just hold on one second. Somebody's coming up. How you doing? I'm just doing a blog right here. So yeah, just somebody just came up riding a bike. This is actually a place where a lot of bikers. See that guy? He ain't worried about this. Look at him. He riding his bike. He's not worried. He's not in a frequency of fear. Some people are not allowing fear to consume them. I ain't saying don't be careful. Basically, what they're telling you to do is what you should be doing anyway. Keeping your hands clean, not playing with your face, you know, with dirty hands. That's stuff you should have been doing anyway. So why you wait till you get scared before you do something like this? So anyway, we must stay in a frequency of love. Stay in a frequency of joy. Get back to simplicity. And don't allow fear to consume you. Don't allow fear to consume you. Don't allow this fear virus to get you. It's worse than the COVID. It's worse than the corona boner. It's worse than all of that, because it puts you in a negative frequency, and they feed off the negative frequencies. You see, that's them. See those dark clouds? That's them. This is us. This is us. That's them. They're in fear. We're in light. And the light is love. And love is the light. I'm not telling you not to take precautions. But have any of you had any first-hand accounts of this? It's like a phantom out there. It's like a phantom virus out there that very few people or anybody has seen. So that's what it is. Sometimes when people walk by, they look at this young man didn't seem to have any thoughts. So I didn't feel any type of threat or anything from this man. This young man's minding his own business. He's just riding his bike. He's not afraid. He's enjoying himself. And that's a perfect example. This young man is giving us a perfect example. See that young man riding his bike? Oh, he just went around the corner. But anyway, there he is over there, way over there. But anyway, stay in the love frequency. Stay happy. Yes, take proper precautions. Of course, you gotta be sanitary. Why shouldn't you be sanitary? You should be doing that anyway. Wash your hands, wash your face. You go use the bathroom, wash your hands. It has nothing to do with a virus. That's just basic sanitation, you know. But the best sanitation you can have is inner sanitation. Be sanitized on the inside by keeping your frequency and vibrations high. Don't get your mind off of what's coming. Get your mind off of what has come. Just get it into high frequencies. And it's just like a lot of times when I start posting videos, people out of the woodworks will start showing up. How you doing? So it's okay. We live in a world full of people. They say it's 6, 7, 8 billion people, something like that on the earth. The earth is flat. And we live in a holographic universe. And it gives the appearance of space and the earth is round and all that. They're right when they say the earth is round. But that's just the holographic version. If you turn the holograph off, you see that we live on an infinite plane. There is no lack. And that's what I want people to understand. There is no lack. There's no lack in health. There's no lack in resources. There's no lack in anything. This holographic universe is a lie. And the biggest lie that you can ever believe is that there is lack. Tell yourself right now there is no lack. Especially love for yourself. There is no lack in love for yourself. The love you have for yourself, the love you have for God, the love you have for Source, however you want to name it. I'll just say God and Source. It's but one and the same. Really, God, when you say God, that's taken away from God, because the true God, the true creator, the true maker of all things, the true sustainer of all things, he is so big he cannot even be named. To give him a title or to give him a name would to be downgrading him. That's why I don't use God and all this other stuff. I don't want to downgrade him. He's above all titles. and he is in you. He is out there and in you. As above, so below. As within, so without. So I just wanted to send this other video out. Is we have to not allow ourselves. See, there is a vaccine for this fear virus. The vaccine is love. Love is the vaccine, not fear. Once you go into a frequency of love, it doesn't matter what good or bad happens to you, what right or wrong happens to you, whether you're treated fairly or unfairly, whether people pay you attention or not. Once you're in the frequency of love, nothing negative matters. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. That's what I'm trying to tell the light beings. I can't speak to these other people out there, these people that are manipulated and controlled by the media and public opinion. I can't tell them anything. You try to talk to them at work, you can't go anywhere to get away from this. Because you go in the store, they got the little notices up. You hear people talking in the background about it. You can't turn on the TV. You can't even get on YouTube or the internet without seeing it. They're making sure you stay in that frequency. That's why you got to get out, get away from social media, get away from all media, get away from people, especially negativity people. That all they're talking about is doom and gloom. Even these religious people, doom and gloom. Even these scientists and doctors, doom and gloom. Even this media, doom and gloom. Step out of the doom and gloom and step into the light of love, the light of God's love. Not in a religious way, but in a pure way, in a sincere way. This is how you beat the fear virus. Whether the other virus is real or not, I put it this way. I haven't seen any first-hand accounts. And if it was, who's to say that's what it is? It's probably thousands of different types of sicknesses out there. Thousands. And somebody can get sick, and a lot of these sicknesses have the same types of symptoms. How many sicknesses out there that has coughing in it? That have how many sicknesses out there that make people get fevers? You don't have to have that virus for you to get a fever. So just because somebody's sick don't mean they got that. Just because you see the ambulance going to, Miss So-and-so's house, don't mean she got it. She might just be having, I don't know, diarrhea, constipation or something. It might not necessarily be that. But you assume that's what it is because you are what? In fear. It is what it is. Stay in the love frequency. And don't allow yourself to be consumed and walk and live in the vibration of fear. Take proper precautions, not because of this, not because of the virus, but because cleanliness is next to godliness. Just be a clean person. Wash your hands after you use the bathroom. When you go into a public place, when you get in your car, have a little bit of hand sanitizer. Before you get out, put it on your hand. When you get back in your car, put it on your hands. Just use basic common sanitation sense. It ain't got nothing to do with no virus. Now, I don't want to give this whole thing any more energy than it already has. So this is my last video on this. I'm going to move on from this. Because I got other stuff I got to say that's more, in my opinion, more important. Because spiritual things, there is no end. There is no there's the way. That's what really raises your frequency. It's talking on spiritual things. So I want to just leave that with y'all. Hope y'all having a good day. Just don't allow yourself to catch that fear virus. It's worse than the COVID. It's worse than the corona bona. It's worse than all of that. Because it puts you in a terrible frequency. Remember that movie? Go watch that. Go back if you can find it. Go watch that movie, The Bird Box, with Sandra Bullock. She really acted that part really very well. She should have got an Oscar for that, or whatever award they give actors. But anyway, yeah, go watch that movie. and see how it was the fear in these people that just took everything the wrong way. All right, this is Jerome Strickland. Like I said, this is my last time fooling with this. I'm gonna go on. I gotta teach some other stuff. So y'all be blessed. Y'all keep your vibes high. Stay focused. And just stay in the love frequency. I'm Jerome Strickland. I'll see y'all next time.